I want to show you guys a little bit about crypto arbitrage. I love crypto arbitrage because it's just so basic. It's so easy to understand. It's like if the coin is one price over here and it's a higher price over there, can't we just buy it at the lower price and sell it at the higher price? It just makes sense. It bypasses all the price changes affecting you. You know, when you open a trade and the price goes the wrong way and you panic and lose your mind, and then you lose your fortune and lose your house and lose your wife and lose your dog. It's not Forex trading. It's just the basic fundamental of all business. Buy low, sell high. We know what the prices are. And I've been talking about crypto arbitrage for a while relative to crypto's OTC trading platform, which we call COPS or COTPS. And if you've seen some of the earlier videos, I'm documenting my journey with that. That's been fantastic. I mean, that's if I were going to start from zero and I wasn't in any of these deals, that's where I would start. Because I've gone from 106 per day to over 17,000 in profit every day, growing every day. I mean, it's just been incredible. It's completely changed everything. My results may be exceptional, not typical. I'm not here to talk about cryptos today, but I want to show you something about arbitrage. Disclaimer-wise, disclosure-wise, I'm not an investment advisor, financial advisor. Don't take my advice. Don't listen to me. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. That's all that I'm doing. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. I can't guarantee income or returns. Nobody can. And use this information at your own risk. It's just documentary, informational, educational purposes only. It's not advice. Do what you want. With that, here we actually have a chart, and this is for Bitcoin, and this shows you the price differences between exchanges. So here, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. So here we have Binance, Coinbase Pro, Kraken, Huobi, I don't know how you pronounce that, Bitfinex, Bitthumb, KuCoin, Bitstamp, OKX, Poloniex, FTX, Gate.io, Crypto.com. And you can see the price differences. So right here, there's $160 price difference between these two exchanges. Here it's $35, $40. Here it's $400, it's $300, and I don't know, $80 different. So we can actually see the differences. So for those of you who saw the cryptos videos, the cryptos OTC videos, and you heard me talking about arbitrage, this is what I'm talking about. It's the same coin, it's different prices on different exchanges. So we just buy the cheap stuff and we sell it over on the other exchange where it's more expensive. Piece of cake, right? Well, you go and try to do it manually and you'll find that it's not quite such a piece of cake. It's a bit of a problem. It's time consuming. And you need to have all these different exchange accounts. And you can't really do it fast enough. So that's why we use cryptos, because it does it really fast. It does it high frequency. This shows you all these different relationships. So if I change over to, I like this Litecoin one, USD Litecoin. This puts it in USD terms, makes it easier to understand. So you see here 104.96. Here it's 106.08. What else we got? 105s, 105s, 106.38, 104.82. So that may not seem like a huge difference, but if you're moving thousands and thousands of dollars worth of it at one time, it gets pretty significant. So there's one for 106.46, and then this one is 104.82. Is that the lowest one we have? Yeah. So that's a significant difference, you see. But you see how it's like if you just buy it and resell it, you don't have to worry about, you're not staying in a trade, you see. There's no indicators. There's no candlesticks. There's no Bollinger Bands and support and resistance and momentum and all this stuff. It's just simple. Just look, there it's cheap, there it's more. Buy the cheap, sell the high. Even I can understand that. Your grandmother can understand that, right? What we're looking at here, this is inside of a brokerage. It's called Swapnex. Swapnex is an arbitrage platform. They broker the transactions for us so that we can execute arbitrage, both for manual arbitrage trades, or we can manually go in here and choose the trades, which is what I'm showing you here. Or they have a completely automated process. So up here on auto mode, let's zoom back out a little bit. You can choose from all these different pairs, okay? And how much it matters which different pair you choose, I don't know. I mean, you could look through the different price, the price differences on different ones and see which ones have the biggest price differences, and that'd probably be the way to go if you're doing manual trading. I'm using USD to Litecoin right now for automated trading. And if we go to the bottom here, some of you guys are reaching out asking me what other deals you got. So I'm invested in 5 different things right now outside of just my normal business operations and the services we provide and the affiliate marketing stuff, but just in terms of passive profit programs, which is the direction we're going here. At this point, like I said, if I were going to start brand new, I'd be starting with Crypto's OTC. See the link to the playlist below. I'll put a link to the day 29 video because that's really where I think I do the clearest job of explaining how Crypto's works. But basically, it's just arbitrage. It's a software that does these arbitrage transactions very quickly. So the profits are because they're so high frequency, they've just been tremendous. Now in this, that's not a guarantee. Anything's possible, but that's not a guarantee. Anything could happen. Any risk you take is on you, not on me. Okay? My risk is on me. Your risk is on you. So if you do any of these, it's not because I told you to, because I'm not telling anyone to do this, but if you get involved in any of these things and something doesn't go the way you want it, well, I mean, that's just part of the risk you take as an entrepreneur, as an investor. I realize some people are incapable of making their own decisions, and all they can do is just what the guy in the YouTube video told them. And sometimes they can only do what the guy in the YouTube video told them if the guy in the YouTube video told them it was a scam and they shouldn't do it. And then other times they can only do what the guy in the YouTube video said if he told them to do it. Now, I don't know how they decide which one of these they're going to do, but I'm not your advisor. I'm not your dad. Make your own decisions. This is what we're doing. So right now in this, I have a very small investment. I just put in $2,000. And I just did this about 12 hours ago. And there's some other ones that I'm in that I'm just not ready to share yet for various reasons. Sometimes it's just questions that I can't seem to get answered. Sometimes I want to test them for a while. This one is freaking sweet. This is awesome. So I've had 6 trades in the last about 12 hours. And on 2020, this one earned 1180, this one earned 1377, this one earned 1154, this one 1133, this one 1483, and this one 1339. These are all arbitrage. And you can see these are all USD to Litecoin, back to USD. It tells you which exchanges were used. This one's not complete yet, but that's what it will be. All the others are complete. And the percentages on these, so 0.73. I don't know if you can see that, it's pretty small. 0.73% for one transaction. For those of you who are familiar with Crypto's OTC, when you do a single transaction run, which we do 10 or 11 of every day over in Crypto's OTC, that produces about 0.3%. Now somebody reached out to me the other day and they'd said, well, they're all exactly 0.3%. How is that possible? And I went back and forth with support a little bit on that. And the fact is they're not all exactly 0.3%. But that's what they're shooting for, and it's about 0.3%. The thing is, though, you're trading USD against USD. So Crypto's is only doing USD. Here you get to choose. You want Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge, what do you want to use? So there's more variety of exchanges here. But because Crypto's is using only USD, and because the margins are so tiny, if you look at the data in there, you'll see they go down to fractions of a penny. And sometimes the price differences are just not even they're like a fraction of a penny is the difference. So if you're only trading with, you've got $100 in there, by the time you do the calculations and everything and they round it up, it comes to 0.3%. But it might actually be small, 0.2944, So they round it up, it comes to 0.3. But anyway, so this is 0.7 just for a single trade. Now this is going to have less trades per day. But overall, from what I can see, it looks like I'm going to do about 3.15% per day on this. Now, there are some differences. And sometimes when you see YouTube videos, people talking about stuff like this, and you look in the description, there's a huge list of different things that they're in. To join this, click here. To join that, click here. To join this, click here. To join that, click here. And I don't really operate that way because I don't want to tell people about stuff that I'm not cool with. And I see some of these guys, they just get in anything. They don't even care. There's a guy that throws $100,000 into something. He doesn't even know how it works. Well, okay, well, if you got $10 million, you don't care, that's great. But other people are watching them, and it's possible they may decide to do it just because it's there and you're talking about it, even though I'm not recommending that anybody do anything. So if you're going to hear me talking about it, it's going to be because, I'm familiar with it and it's working and I'm comfortable putting my own mother into it. That's basically what it breaks down to. So you won't hear about as much stuff from me, but the stuff you hear about from me is good. That's my opinion. This is different from cryptos. Both arbitrage, which was my favorite money-making concept, and some of the differences on this. So it's less trades per day. The percentage is higher on each trade, from what I can tell. I mean, what they're going to do is they're going to look for the best one for you at that time. And there's some other differences as far as like how the logistics of the money. I guess what we should probably talk about, for those of you who are interested in this sort of thing. Oh, that's what I was going to say was, why am I in all these different deals? So if you're an old school MLM type person, a lot of you guys are stuck in this thing, like you get one deal and you focus on it. I mean, I got some friends that are old school MLM millionaires, and it's like I can't even tell them about anything. Like, hey, there's this email system that you can use that'll help you communicate with your leads. It's called Aweber, and they're like, no, I can't look at any of their deals. Like, they won't even look at tools to use to build their. I mean, they're so. I don't know, brainwash isn't the right word, but they're so set in their ways of this blinders on mentality that would have been, through the 80s and 90s, something you would have been educated into, that they haven't evolved into present time. I learned in 2013 that to have all your eggs in one basket ain't very smart, because I was with the company and I was like the number 7 producer in the company. And this was hundreds of thousands of people. And I built up a significant income, recurring. And then one day they just changed their comp plan. Hey guys, we're changing the whole comp plan overnight. Boom, my income went down 90% in one day. And I was like, what the WTF? And since that time, I've never just focused on one thing. I always want like 5 things going. Okay, so with the passive stuff, it's no different. Now, one of the places people get confused about this stuff is I see them try to join a bunch of different businesses. So I have a bunch of different online businesses, and they're affiliate businesses, which means people can join them and they can do the same thing, and they can also earn money doing that. And I've seen people make the mistake over the years. They'll find me on YouTube or something, and then they'll find my website, and then they'll join like 4 or 5 different businesses all at the same time. And then they go, what do I do? You can't really promote 5 different things all at one time. I mean, you got to pick one, work on it, get it built up, automate it, and then move on to the next thing. Now that's for home business, network, and affiliate marketing stuff. But with the passive stuff, it doesn't matter because it doesn't require any time. Having said that, there is a place I would start if it were me, and that would be Crypto's OTC, because it's got the most frequency and it seems to produce the most earnings for me per unit of time. Now, if I never referred anybody to use that would be a different story, because then it would produce about 2.8 to about 3.6% per day. And I could probably get that other places. And as a matter of fact, I can get that other places. There's some really good deals out there. And so this for me is just a way of spreading out my risk. And the fact is, refer to the earnings disclosure, but the fact is I have so much money coming out of cryptos that I have to do something with it. Like, I'm on the verge of having to upgrade my verification level with Kraken because the deposits are going to be too big. Like, it won't be that long, like a couple more weeks, and I'm going to have to open another bank account because I'm going to exceed the FDIC insurance level for that account that it's going into. So these are a hell of a problem to have, and I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, like, when you start doing this stuff and it's working, you have to make considerations for, like, what are you going to do with your money? And I see a lot of people out there doing stuff like this, and it always puzzles me because I see guys and they're like, well, I got $100 in this one and 180 in that one, and I put 200 in that one, and I just don't get that. Like, to me, maybe I have some false data on it, but to me it just seems like if you only got $100, you shouldn't be investing. I don't know. I suppose the good news is, in present time, with the AI technology that we have and the availability of these investment programs, you can do it with $100. It's not reserved to like rich people anymore. I mean, for me, when I was in my mid-20s and I was making a bunch of money doing MLM, if you wanted to invest, you needed millions of dollars to put into something like a mutual fund, because they were only producing 8 to 12% per year, maybe a little bit more. But I mean, even back then, the idea was if you had $1 million, you put it in the bank and live off the interest. Well, that's gone. And the fact is, guys, the inflation right now is probably 30 or 40%. I mean, if you just got money sitting in a bank, it's just becoming worth less and less every day. So for me, I just don't see the point in letting it sit in there. I'd rather have it somewhere where it can grow, where I can get it out when I want to, or, relatively soon. That's just me. You make your own decisions. So I could continue to just compound somewhere like over at Cryptos OTC and be perfectly happy. And I don't know, if something happens someday, some act of God or some other type of thing, and I can't access the account one day, or the website's just gone or something like that. I mean, these things happen in the world. Well, at least I'll have some risk spread out to other places. I'll be diversified a bit, so it won't be my whole nest, my whole egg in one place. But anyway, these guys are really doing a good job. They've been around a while, and I really like the setup they have here. As a matter of fact, if we go over to the main page here, I mean, just look how beautiful this is. And we've got, they've got a nice FAQ here, okay? Questions about trading, questions about withdrawal. They've got what's called the Academy. Let's go back to the home page. The Academy has all the tutorials on how to do everything, which for me is wonderful because I don't have to record all these things. Auto trading guide. How do you do it? Do this, do that, do this, do that. They even have video instructions and all this stuff. I mean, it's really well done. They've got a very engaged Telegram group. So I would say one of the first big differences between this and Cryptos OTC is these guys are engaged. Their faces are there. This is the Swapnex official. It's almost 17,000 members, 27 pinned posts there. And they answer questions, and you reach out to support by email and they answer your question. I mean, it's marvelous. There are also on YouTube, you can go to the Swapnex channel and you can actually see the faces. This is the marketing director. It doesn't say his title there. He actually has a real nice video here, product director, on arbitrage. Start selling online with Shopify. Let's get past this ad. So, I mean, you can actually see him. He explains the arbitrage concept. And, it's nice. It's well done. It's aesthetic and so forth. And now these guys have been around for a while. Here's the roadmap. They started their website design and testing in the beginning of 2020. End of 2020, they connected popular e-wallets. So Bitcoin added popular e-wallets to the platform for Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and so forth. And they give you a whole timeline here. So the official start of the Swapnex online arbitrage trading platform, which is this. That was in second to third quarter of 2021. And they've got a bunch of new language versions on here. That's like, you see these videos, they've got them in French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese. I think that's cool. Now inside here, so they've had 992 members register in the last 24 hours. They have 113,026 registered traders. The traded volume is 1.4 billion. That was 1.3 billion 12 hours ago when I looked at it. The return on investment generated is 32.8 million so far. They have 104,000 active orders and 17,403 closed orders. So what I really like about this is the reporting. Like, whoever's handling the admin on this side is doing a spectacular job. Let's talk about the trading a little bit, because the trading, you've got manual mode and auto mode. About the only thing I could find that was confusing me when I came into this were there's these plans, and these plans are upgrade plans for manual trading. So you have options to do 1 order per day for free, 2 orders per day, and you need a $200 upgrade. 3 orders per day, you need a $500 upgrade, or 4 orders per day, and you need a $1,500 upgrade. And I haven't done any of these. The reason I haven't done any of these is because these apply to the manual trades. And I'm not interested in spending time manual trading. It's easier for me just to put money into the automated thing or find another deal that's automated. But you could do both. You could have trades running in the auto mode where they're doing it for you, and they're licensed to do this, by the way, in Australia. These guys are in Australia where the regulations are very stringent. Probably some of the most stringent in the world. Australia is it's like the freedom of the citizens there is dwindling so rapidly. It's insane. But you can do it on automated mode or manual mode, or you could do both. You could put some funds into the auto mode and then use other funds to do manual trading if you want to do that. But these plans apply to the manual plans, not the automated plans. So if we look at the automated plans, it works a little bit different from cryptos. Now for COTPS, one of the things I like is the fact that I can take my money out whenever I want. It's only tied up for about 2 hours while the transactions finish. These guys do it a little bit differently. They do ask you to commit those funds for a certain time frame, and it doesn't auto-compound. Cryptos doesn't really auto-compound. I mean, you have a wallet, and they put your funds in your wallet, right? In order to do each trade, you have to manually authorize the trade. But these guys don't work that way. The way they work is you pick a plan here, one of these automated plans, and you fund it. And if I go over to, let's do USD, so it gives it values in USD. If you are funding one of these, the minimum is 50. So that would be the minimum to start trading here would be 50. So if you did a 30-day automated plan, you'd need at least 50, and that would get you 1 order a day automated. As we've seen, 1 order a day on the orders I've looked at are somewhere between about 0.58% and 0.74%, something like that. If you commit to 45 days, then you'll get 2 orders a day. If you commit to 60 days, you'll get 3 orders a day. If you commit to 90 days, you get 4 orders a day. So that's the amount. So like say, for example, you put 5,000 in. That 5,000 is going to be in there trading. You're not going to be able to withdraw the 5,000 during this time frame, but your daily profits will go into your wallet, your respective wallet. I say respective. You can fund this in USDT, Bitcoin, Doge, Litecoin, all these different coins. You can choose which coin to fund in. So you'll be able to withdraw the daily profits, but not the principal. I'm calling it principal. I mean, it's not a loan, but you get what I'm saying. As you get up into the higher commitment time frames, your orders go up. So right now I'm just kind of testing I was testing. That was the intention of doing it. I mean, it all looked really good to me, but I was like, well, let me just put 2,000 and see what happens. So I'm getting 5 orders a day. It says, however, in the last 12 hours, I've had 6 orders. So I don't know where the cutoff is, right? And then for the 180, you get 6 orders a day. And for the 360-day commitment, you get 8 orders a day. Obviously, that's going to be the most profitable. The way it's set up is so that those with the most means, the most resources to invest, obviously, are making the longest commitments. Because the minimum to get into the 360 is 50,000 USDT. So if you're doing Bitcoin, it would be some value of Bitcoin that's comparable to $50,000. If you're doing the 180, the minimum is 10,000. If you're doing the 120, the minimum is 2,000. So obviously, 8 orders a day is going to be 60% more profitable than the 5 orders a day. I don't know what that would be. So if you put 50,000 in, well, hang on. Let's say the average trade return. I'm just hypothesizing here. This is just made up fake numbers so I can think with this. Let's say the average is 0.67% times 8 per day. That's 5.36% per day. That's pretty amazing. So if someone was putting in 50,000, 536, is that what I said? That's 2,600 a day in profit. For 30 days, that'd be 80,000 a month. So we think about this, because some people will go, well, $50,000, I can't put $50,000. And I would admit on this, since the funds are going to be tied up, it's a little bit more risky than a situation where you could just pull it out. But I would say based on their history, the length of time they've been around, how well their admin is doing, the fact that there's a face on the company, the fact that they're actually licensed to do the trading, I would say maybe that offsets that. I don't know, it's up to you to decide. But you could have 50,000 just sitting in a savings account, and tomorrow it's worth 49,900. The next day it's worth 49,800. You see, it's just losing value. Or you could let it sit in here for a year and make 80,000 a month. So you put in 50 and you make 80,000 a month for a year. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I can't guarantee it. I don't own the company. I don't work there, but I'm just doing the math. Don't listen to me. I'm not an advisor. So obviously that would be for someone who has a little bit more means. Now this is not staking. People will get this confused with staking. Staking is used for yield farming, where they're either lending your money out and you're getting a portion of the interest in the fees back, or it's some kind of new coin launch and they're trying to get people to own and hold their coins, right? And they'll give you a percentage of their coins every day if you stake for a certain amount of time, or you go to a crypto exchange and you stake $50,000 and they give you the credit card and you have to maintain $50,000 in there to use the card. That's a totally different thing. This is just simply how many orders a day do you want transacted, and depending how that is and how much funds you have to work with, you're going to have to agree that they're going to be able to utilize those funds for you for a certain time frame. So when I come in just to test it, I didn't want to commit 50 grand to 360 days just so I could get familiarity with the system. Now on this, if you wanted to compound with this, and I'm not suggesting you do, I'm just saying if you wanted to, you can only compound by taking your profit and then putting it into one of these packages if you want to do the automated. If you want to do manual trading, you could do it that way. You wouldn't have to worry about these packages and these lock-in periods, because the manual trading doesn't have those commitment periods. Just the automated does. If you put 50 grand in and you earned another 50 grand, like say in this scenario after the first month, right? You'd have to wait until you had another 50 grand and then start another one of these. Or if you got an extra 10, you could start another one of these. Okay, so the compounding's not going to be a straight compounding. Like at cryptos, you pretty much know every day what that percentage is going to be, and so you can calculate on a daily basis additional 3%, additional 3%, additional 3%, or whatever it is. Here it's going to be different, because you're not going to be, on day one, your transactions are going to be based on that 50,000 or that 10,000. On day two, your transactions are going to be based on that 10,000. On day three, your transactions it's not going to be based on the higher amount. I haven't seen anything in here that indicates that I can continue to add to that. So if I put 10,000 in 180 days, it's going to be 10,000. My daily profits are going to be sent over to my other wallet. Right? So $63 I've made in the last 12 hours, right? But I'm pretty sure I can't just put that into here. If I find out something different on that, I'll let you know. But my understanding is right now, if you want to get into another package to compound, you just got to wait until you have enough to put into another package. So maybe that doesn't compound as fast. I don't know. I'm just trying to spread my risk out. One advantage of this is you don't have to log in and click anything. You can just sign up, fund it, pick a package, and just let it go. And it's super easy to fund. I mean, this is way easier to use than Crypto's OTC, but I would still do Crypto's OTC first if it were up to me. What else do you need to know on this thing? I mean, this is a sweet deal. There's a couple others that I'm in they're really sweet too. I just need a little bit more time to take a look at them and get some things answered. Now this does have an affiliate program, and It's not as high paying as cryptos. Let's look at referral. So yeah, the data is not here. It's over in, I think it's on the FAQ. Let's go to the FAQ. Referral, okay, here we go. So depends on the number of users you can invite in their activity. There are 2 ways of having regular referral accruals. So it says here, profit from orders, 10%, 2%, 1, and then 0.5%. So that's 5 levels. It's a 5-level affiliate program. So you get profit on when they buy an upgrade plan for the manual trading, which probably is not going to be that's not going to be me. Well, I don't know, maybe it will be someday if I get the hankering to go in there and do some manual trading. But that pays 20% of that. So those, like the top manual trading upgrade plan, that's $1,500 a month. And so obviously if someone's going to do that, they're going to have significant capital in there, because they're going to have to, their trades are going to have to produce more than $1,500 a month. I mean, not that significant, but what did we say it was? It was like 5%. Let's say they're making 3% per day on 10,000 for a month. Okay, well that's 9,000 a month. So that would be well worth if they were manual trading, because they're going to have more exchanges to choose from to get the best rates, to increase their percentages, and they're going to have a lot more trades they're going to be able to do each day. It's like 4 times the number of trades. So maybe a lot of people will do that. I'm thinking probably a lot of people who come into this through me are going to be more interested in the automated stuff. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Referral commissions. Okay, so profit on orders. So 10 to 0.5% of every closed partner's order. So that's actually on the profit, is what it is. So again, we can look at that. Right here, let's go. See, referral income by partner's profit. So again, this is one of these things that I just love. And after being in the home business and network marketing space for so long, the idea that my referral commissions are resulting from my customers' profit, I think is so beautiful as an idea, because I only earn money if you earn. Like, where's the loser in this scenario? Are you trying to make money off me? Yes. But I only do it if you profit. Are you ready to profit? Yeah, on the other COTPS videos, like, if you can click, if you can do this, you can profit. You don't really have to, because we automate that, but this is automated by default. So this is totally passive. You just put it on the automated one. It's just a question of how much funds you want to put in there. And don't be thinking if you're going to put $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in there that you're going to be pulling it out anytime soon. You can pull out your profit if you want to pull out your profit. So that's all I have to say about that. That'll definitely be part of the stable of our passive profit machines going forward. Cool. All right, if you decide that you wanted to register for that, I'll put a link below so you can do that. Make sure that the affiliate extension on the domain comes up on the next page. I've had some people say sometimes with these things, when they copy and paste them or click them on a phone, that loses the affiliate coding in some of these deals. I don't know why that is. Baked Beans is one of those that has a weird thing, but the affiliate extension is just COSENS. And then it's got a real easy setup. And I also put a link to some earlier Cryptos OTC videos if you haven't watched that journey. That's a definite must watch if you're looking for some kind of significant hands-off type of profits. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys. Talk soon. Bye.